My beloved child, listen to my voice in the deepest place of your soul. The season you thought was only a season of waiting and silence is not a season of being forgotten, but a season in which I am quietly sowing the seeds of confirmation. There are days when you walk on without seeing any sign, when you pray and feel as though your words dissolve into empty space, when you hope yet your heart still trembles because there is no evidence before your eyes. But behold, I am your Father. I do not measure love by outward noise, nor do I reveal my power only through what is loud and spectacular. Some of the greatest miracles are begun by me in stillness. Like a grain of wheat lying beneath the earth, no one hears it crack open. Yet in that darkness, life has already begun to rise. You thought everything was standing still, but I tell you, the heavens have moved because of your prayers. The spiritual realm has been awakened by your tears, and from the throne of my mercy, a command has been issued concerning the things that belong to you. Do not let delay make you conclude that I am silent. My child, my silence is not absence. Many times, it is the veil covering a holy work that is being completed. When you bowed your head in weariness, I saw it. When you no longer had enough words to speak, the Holy Spirit interceded for you with groanings too deep to be expressed, when all you could do was whisper my name in the darkness. All of heaven recorded that cry. The scriptures remind you, before they call, I will answer. While they are still speaking, I will hear. Do you see? I am not the one who needs you to cry out loudly before I turn toward you. I hear even the trembling of your heart. I hear even the small remnant of faithfulness left within you when every reason to believe seems to have run dry. Long ago, there was a man named Daniel, a faithful servant who fasted, prayed, and humbled himself before me. For many days, he did not see deliverance come at once, did not see the heavens open before his eyes, and did not hear the footsteps of an angel in his room. But what his eyes had not yet seen did not mean heaven was not at work. The angel came and told him that from the very first day he set his heart to seek me. His words had been heard. My beloved child, that story is not merely a sacred memory from a distant age. It is a reminder for you today. Your prayers have not been misplaced. Your cries have not been carried away by the wind. Your humility has not been taken lightly by heaven. From the first day you laid your heart before me, I took notice. I began to make a way. I sent help, even though along the way there were battles you could not see. Therefore, do not be quick to doubt the value of the days when you have not yet received the answer. In those days, I have been strengthening your heart so it can hold what I am about to give. If I placed a great blessing into the hands of a heart still ruled by panic, you might drop it out of fear. If I opened the door before you were healed, you might walk through it, carrying old wounds, and call a new trial your destiny. So I held you close, not to delay you, but to prepare you. I taught you patience without bitterness, waiting without surrendering to despair, trust without needing to control every detail. My word says, be still, and know that I am God. That stillness is not defeat. It is the place where you learn that your Father still reigns even when you do not understand. Remember Elisha and his servant on the day they were surrounded by the enemy. The servant saw only the city encircled by chariots and swords, and his heart was filled with fear. But Elisha prayed that the man's eyes would be opened. And behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire all around them. My child, the same is happening in your life. What you see may be bills, sickness, silence, rejection, loneliness, and firmly closed doors. But what I see is the heavenly host surrounding you, arrangements drawing near, and answers breaking through invisible resistance. You are not alone in this battle. You have never been left in the wilderness without my eyes watching over you, and my hand upholding you. And now, I speak to you with the love of a father who is never unfaithful. Your season of waiting is not meaningless, and the season of confirmation is drawing nearer than you think. I will confirm not merely through a passing emotion, but through a peace that stands firm in the storm, through doors that open at the appointed time, through people I send to support you, and through clarity in matters that were once clouded. When I confirm, you will no longer need to chase every sign in order to reassure yourself, because within your heart there will be a holy knowing, this is the way, walk in it. I do not lead you by confusion, I lead you by peace. I do not drive you by fear, I call you by love. I do not make you bewildered and then force you to guess my will. I open your eyes at the right time so you may recognize that my hand was there from the beginning. Lay down the accusations you have spoken against yourself. You are not delayed because you are inadequate, not forgotten because you are unworthy, not overlooked by me because you were once weak. I know there were times when you were so tired that all you could do was sigh. Times when you watched others receive what they prayed for, while you had to hide your sadness behind a smile. But I do not compare your journey with anyone else's. I am writing a story for you that is your own, with its own rhythm and its own harvest season. My word says that all things work together for good to those who love me, not only a few things, not only the things that are easy to understand, but even the roads you once thought were wasted will be redeemed by my wisdom and grace. So, my child, rise in your heart before your outward circumstances change. Wipe away your tears, not because you no longer hurt, but because you know I am near. Continue doing what is right in the small days. Continue praying even when your prayer is only a breath. Continue believing even when your eyes have not yet seen. For I am the one who called Abraham when he had not yet seen the promised land, who fed my people with manna in the wilderness, who brought water from the rock, who opened the sea when waves were before them and enemies were behind them. I am still that same one today. I do not grow old. My power does not wear out, and my mercy is never exhausted. Behold, my beloved child, what I have begun in you, I will complete. No opposing word can cancel what I have spoken. No delay can bury the promise I have placed upon your life. No darkness is deep enough to conceal the light I have kindled in your soul. Receive my peace, like soothing oil upon your wound. Receive my promise like bread that sustains you through the long day. Receive my presence like a cloak that covers you from the cold wind of doubt. The season of waiting is not the end. It is the holy chamber where I prepare you for confirmation. And when my appointed time touches your life, you will look back and understand that I was never late, never turned my face away, never forgot you. I was there in every sigh, every sleepless night, every time you chose to believe one more day. Be at peace, my child. What has been commanded from heaven will come to pass on earth, and what I have promised in the secret place will blossom in your life. My beloved child, be still before the call that is gently sounding in the deepest place of your soul. For not every reminder comes with thunder, and not every movement of heaven can be seen with human eyes. There are seasons when I come to you like a gentle breeze passing by the cave, as I once came to Elijah, not in the mighty wind, not in the earthquake, not in the fire, but in a still, small voice. Many times, you thought your life was merely passing through repetitive days, through work, worries, tears, and long nights no one knew about. But I tell you that beneath that ordinary covering, my hand is still weaving something wondrous. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. As I spoke to Jeremiah, therefore, do not see yourself as nameless dust. And do not let the noise of the world make you forget that your name was called by me in love before you even knew how to call your own name. My child, there are doors that open only once in a lifetime, and there are moments that appear small, yet carry within them the destiny of many years to come. I do not want you to walk through this season with sleeping eyes, nor do I want you to be afraid of what you do not yet understand. Lay before me your confusion, your thoughts that circle like scattered birds, the judgments of people, and even the quiet doubts within you. I am your Father, the one who sees what others do not see, the one who hears groans that have not yet become words, the one who understands schemes hidden behind darkness and still places over you a covering of grace. You thought the enemy had hidden his path, but no darkness is so dark that my eyes cannot pierce through it. Therefore, I remind you today not to make you tremble, but to draw you closer to me, so you may understand that watchfulness is not living in panic, but living in the awareness that your Father is keeping watch. My beloved child, great transitions often begin with a very small stirring inside the heart of the one who has been chosen. When Moses was in the wilderness, tending the flock of his father-in-law, do you think anyone saw the crown of calling being quietly placed upon his life? He saw only a bush burning without being consumed. But within that bush was my voice, the command to deliver a nation, the beginning of the crossing through the Red Sea. I said to him, I have surely seen the affliction of my people. I have heard their cry. Do you see? I am never late in love, though human beings often think I am silent. Likewise, in your life, what is before you now may seem like only a small bush in a dry desert. But if I am present there, that place becomes holy ground. Remove from your heart the sandals of pride, the sandals of fear, and the sandals of inferiority. For the ground on which you stand is no longer ordinary. It is the place where I meet you, call you, send you, and shape you for a journey greater than what you once asked for. Do not tell me that you are weak, for I knew that before you admitted it. Do not tell me that you are not wise enough, for my wisdom is revealed fully in a heart that knows how to obey. Do not tell me that you are too tired, for it is precisely when you are exhausted that I can carry you in my arms. When you no longer resist, my word has written, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. You were not chosen because you have no wounds. You were chosen because even within those wounds, I can cause healing oil to flow out for many. You were not called because you have never stumbled. You were called because after every fall, I still lifted you up, brushed the dust from your garment, placed the lamp of faith back into your hands, and said, keep walking, my child. I am still with you. Perhaps you have wondered why you were born in this age full of confusion, among voices competing for your soul, where darkness wears the clothing of light, and falsehood is decorated as truth. I tell you, it is not by chance that you are here. Esther also stood in the king's palace amid danger and silence. But Mordecai reminded her that perhaps she had come to the kingdom for such a time as this. You too have not been placed in this generation merely to pass the days, nor to hide forever behind old fears, much less to trade a sacred calling for fragile safety. I have placed within you a seed that does not belong to the earth, a flame not kindled by human hands, a sensitivity that even you sometimes do not understand. These things are not for you to exalt yourself, but for you to bow more deeply before me, because the one entrusted with much must love more, watch more, and walk more humbly. Remember, my child, I have not forgotten the nights when you cried in silence, nor have I overlooked the times you chose what was right, though no one praised you. Every tear of yours has been kept by me. As the Psalms say that I number your wanderings and put your tears into my bottle. The things you thought were lost may be kept by me to become a testimony. Those who turned their backs on you cannot steal my promise from you. Closed doors cannot imprison your life if I have determined to make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. Therefore, when you cannot yet see the road, hold my hand. When you have not yet heard the answer, remain in my peace. When you are tested, remember that gold only shines brighter after the fire, and the soul that belongs to me will not be consumed by the fire, but refined by it until it becomes pure. Now, I am not calling you to chase after outward signs while forgetting to build the altar within. I am calling you back to the holy place of your own heart, where there is only you and me, where no one applauds, no one witnesses, and no one gives a reward. Yet heaven sees. Let prayer return to your lips like the fragrance of the morning. Let gratitude open the door to miracles. Let forgiveness remove the chains from your heart. Let faith rise, not as a loud shout, but as tree roots silently sinking deep into the living water. For I have said, my sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. If you belong to me, you will learn to recognize my voice among countless other calls. My voice does not push you into despair, does not shame you with the past, does not throw you into panic about the future, but leads you into truth, corrects you with love, and lifts you with hope. So rise, my beloved child, not by your own strength, but by the strength I give. This season requires a clean heart more than a strong appearance, obedience more than brilliant talent, ears that know how to listen more than lips that know how to speak much. I am rearranging the things around you. Some things are being removed so your heart may become lighter. Some people are leaving so you can hear me more clearly. And some quiet spaces are being given so your roots may grow deeper into grace. Do not resist the hand that is pruning you, for the branch tended by the Father will bear more fruit. I am not making you smaller in order to diminish you. I am making you humble so you can carry glory without being ruined by it. Walk in purity. Speak words that bring life. Keep your eyes from darkness. Keep your heart from bitterness. And remember that your greatest mission is not to be seen by the world, but to reflect my light through your life. I am with you at this threshold. Though many things ahead have not yet opened, you do not walk alone. The cloud of grace still covers you by day, and the pillar of loving fire still leads you by night. When you are weak, I lift you. When you are afraid, I hold you. When you are lost, I call you. When you are silent, I still understand. Believe that your life is not drifting in randomness, but is anchored in my eternal will. Today, I place within you again this gentle yet powerful reminder. Stay watchful. Sanctify your heart. Prepare oil for your lamp. For what I do may begin quietly, but it will shine brightly at the time I have appointed. And when that day comes, you will understand that every tear, every season of waiting, every healed wound, every storm you passed through was never meaningless. I have gathered them all into a path that leads you into the work I prepared for you from before time began. My beloved child, quiet your heart and listen, for there are seasons in life that do not begin with rolling thunder, nor open with great events that make people tremble. There are seasons that begin with a very deep silence, so deep that your soul feels as if all of space is holding its breath. In that moment, do not be quick to think that you are imagining things, and do not blame yourself for being too sensitive. Many times, that very sensitivity is a grace I have placed within you, so that you may recognize what the eyes of the flesh have not yet seen and what earthly ears have not yet heard. You feel unsettled within your familiar home. You feel that small things have suddenly become heavy, You feel that the peace you once knew has been covered by a strange mist. My child, this is not a sign for you to panic, but a gentle reminder that I am calling you back to guard the garden within you. For above all else, guard your heart, for out of it flow the springs of life. As Proverbs has taught, see your soul as a garden I have entrusted to your care. No garden remains green forever on its own if the gardener neglects it. Weeds can grow without anyone planting them. Thorns can slip into the flower beds without invitation. And good soil, if left untilled, will gradually harden beneath the fierce sun of passing days. In the same way, if your soul is not watered by my word, illuminated by truth, and cleared of hidden bitterness, then the small things of today will become deep roots tomorrow. I do not blame you for being tired. I know you have passed through many days when you had to smile while your heart was full of wounds. But my child, weariness is not a reason to abandon that garden and let darkness tend it in your place. Come near to me, for I have said, come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. That word is not a call for the perfect, but for the dry and weary who need to be watered again by love. There are enemies that do not come to you with a frightening face, but through familiarity, through small compromises, through noise that keeps you from hearing my voice. It does not seize your soul in a single day, but makes you forget prayer little by little, delay forgiveness little by little, and grow accustomed to coldness little by little. You think you are still fine because outwardly everything has not collapsed. But I see the leaves in your garden beginning to wither. I see the hidden corners where you buried pain without bringing it to me for healing. I see the tears you swallowed in the night and the prayers you had not yet spoken. My beloved child, I do not come to condemn you. I come like the Father walking gently into the garden in the cool of the evening, calling, "Where are you?" as I called Adam in Eden at the beginning. That question is not because I do not know where you are, but because I want you to realize that you have been hiding in the bushes of fear for too long. Do you remember the story of King Hezekiah when he was sick and near death? The prophet Isaiah came and told him to set his house in order. But Hezekiah turned his face toward the wall and prayed to me with all his heart. He did not run first to seek human voices, nor did he hide his weakness behind his throne. He returned to the deepest place of his soul, where there was no title, no crown, only a small human being before God. And I told Isaiah to turn back and bring a word of healing, adding years to his life. Do you see? What changes destiny is not the noise outside, but a heart that knows how to return at the right time. When your soul feels that something has shifted away from the light, do not delay. Turn your face toward me, even if only through a very small sigh. Father, please restore within me what has been fractured. Sometimes I allow you to feel a holy unease, not so you will live in anxiety, but so you will awaken from spiritual sleep. The watchman on the city wall must not fall asleep simply because the night seems quiet. The wise gardener does not wait for the tree to die before searching for water. You too must not wait until your soul is completely dry before seeking the spring. Learn to care for yourself each day in my presence, through a moment of silence for prayer, through a word of scripture stored in your heart, through one act of forgiveness instead of feeding resentment, through one decision to step away from what defiles your mind. As the Psalms sing, your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. Without that light, you will walk according to your own emotions and call the darkness normal. I know this world has many voices calling to you. There is a voice telling you to hurry more, prove more, compete more, please everyone more. But my voice is different. My voice does not push you into chaos. My voice brings you back to peace. I do not teach you to neglect responsibility. But I teach you not to lose your soul while trying to hold everything else together. A person may care for their home, work, reputation, and relationships, yet forget to care for the deepest place within themselves. My child, if you gain the whole world while your soul withers, how can you have true life? Therefore, each day, step into the garden of your heart with me. Ask, what within me needs to be watered with grace today? What thought needs to be uprooted? What seed of faith needs to be protected? What wound needs to be brought into the light so I may bind it up? Do not be afraid when I show you the things that need to be corrected. My hand is not like the hand of a destroyer. When I prune, it is so you may err less and bear more fruit. When I cut away a dry branch, it is so the flow of life will not be wasted. When I remind you to leave a habit, an environment, or a hidden bond that quietly pulls you away from me, it is not because I want to take away your joy, but because I am protecting the season of blossoming that is coming. Jesus said that every branch that bears fruit is pruned by the Father, so it may bear more fruit. Trust that my correction is always wrapped in mercy. I do not extinguish a smoking wick, and I do not break a bruised reed. I lift up what is weak, cleanse what is defiled, and breathe life into the place you thought had died. Therefore, my beloved, in the days when you sense that the atmosphere around you has changed, do not run after fear, and do not fill your heart with noise just to avoid facing what is within. Return to me. Let me walk through every small path in your garden. Let me pull up the roots of bitterness. Gather the dry leaves of disappointment. Wash away the dust of words that wounded you, and sow again within you the seed of peace. Others may not understand why you need silence, why you need prayer, why you need to step away from something that seems harmless. But you do not live to please the blindness of the crowd. You live to guard the flame I have placed within your heart. Remember, the word I send will not return to me empty, but will accomplish what I desire. And today, what I desire is to see you watchful, healed, steadfast, and green again in grace. I am with you in every small step. When you open the scriptures with weary eyes, I am there. When you whisper a prayer and do not know where to begin, I am there. When you decide to release an old anger, I am there. When you choose purity instead of compromise, peace instead of chaos, light instead of familiar darkness, I rejoice like a father seeing your garden begin to bloom after a dry season. My child, care for your soul each day, not with fear, but with love. For your soul is more precious than refined gold, and I have placed within you a holy harvest. Let your heart be soft soil before me, so the dew of heaven may fall, so my word may take root, so peace may rise, and so everyone who comes near you may sense the fragrance of life from the one who loves you with everlasting love.